Well, this has been a very interesting week, to say the least. I want to thank everybody for commenting and supporting. And I put a community post out, and people said that they wanted to hear a 6-month update. So I'm gonna try to do one. I'm gonna try to break it down month by month and respond to the comments a little bit. I want to talk about what you guys have talked about, what I've been reading, and go through everything really about what it's like for me, my reasons I came here, and how it's been going. I think first of all, breaking down a 6-month video, I should talk about month number 1 and kind of adjusting to everything. And I remember when I first got off the plane and I got to where I was staying, you know, it really was a foreign world. Like, everything I thought I knew how to do, I had to stop and take a minute or take 10. For example, crossing the street, as weird as that might seem to people, you know, seeing heavy traffic with vehicles that you're not familiar with, tricycles, motorcycles with sidecars, vehicles that you're not familiar with, how people are traveling. I just kind of stood there and I sat on the side of the road and I looked at how people were crossing the street and how they would just start walking. They wouldn't wait for traffic. They would edge their way out into the street and traffic would go around them, you know? And that was something that I realized when I got here, was that when I was in doubt, just look at how other people were doing things and adapting. And I think that was kind of what I spent a month doing, is getting a hang of the lifestyle and how a lot of things are different here. People are, some people live quickly, some people, you know, you can see them doing the same things every day, and kind of just adapting to how to eat out, how to eat on the street, how to talk to people, you know, just interactions. So I think the first month was really like a good basin for me, like figuring out really what to do and how to get on with life here. And the 2 months after that, like month 2 and 3, you know, you get a lot more comfortable with everything. You get a lot more at ease with things being more familiar. And I think for me, that's when I really started to expand. I felt more comfortable going out and trying new things, because it can be a little overwhelming. I know it was for me. And relating to my hobbies like pool, billiards, that was a big difference too. You know, it wasn't really for the best in terms of actually playing pool. You know, if you're a billiard or pool player like myself, you have a lot of people or a lot of things happening in a pool room. You have a climate controlled area. You know, all the tables are really well done. And in the Philippines, I mean, they'll put a pool table just about anywhere. They'll put a pool table right by the ocean, not indoors, not covered, not temperature controlled. And that might seem like I'm being like nitpicky, but that means that every pool table plays different. Every pool table plays a lot different, and it's hard to go around to different places and to really keep up with my game. You know, there's a lot of really good places here to play billiards where a lot of the really high stake players play. But when you're traveling a lot, you kind of just keep it as a hobby. So I'm very happy that I'm playing. but there is like a definitely quality of play that I'm getting, where I'll play a couple games at different places, and it can be hard to get used to, you know, just adapting to the table. It's kind of like adapting to the Philippines. And I guess with my other things that I talked about in my last video, different hobbies and stuff, they all weren't how I expected them to be, you know? Boxing, for example, is a lot more difficult. It's a lot more difficult when it's 95 degrees out and you're sweating, and the humidity, you know, you lose your breath a lot quicker. So in my last video, I think reading the comments and stuff, people, first of all, thank you all for leaving comments. That really it gave me something to do in some of my free time. And reading the comments, I felt that some people maybe didn't get the point of the video. It wasn't me telling everybody they need to come to the Philippines, oh, you need to do this or that, because a lot of people won't make it here. You know, a lot of people wouldn't enjoy the Philippines like I am. It's kind of hard to put in the words if you haven't traveled and tried to live somewhere else. But I mean, people tend to think that, oh, on $800 a month or pension or $1,000, I can do good. And yeah, it's definitely cheaper over here, but there's ooh, we got our first interruption. You know, I had to think about what I was gonna really say about it, but it's not for everybody. There's a lot of other channels about different places if you're looking at traveling, because honestly, I'm not gonna go over everything like that. There's so many other channels about the Philippines or Thailand or Ecuador, El Salvador, Mexico, about people just deciding that they were kind of tired. And for me, it's kind of funny that this is more of a personal diary, or like a project in a way, and it kind of changed from that. I didn't expect that video to do really good, but I think back to after 6 months, first month difficult, adjusting, getting used to time differences, getting used to businesses being open or not open, not being able to run errands as quickly as you would like, having to learn to take jeepneys, or learning how to try to not get more money taken from you from trike drivers, you know. And the second and third month, you kind of fall into place. You kind of find your rhythm, whatever you're doing. For me, my rhythm was getting on buses or traveling by myself and finding interesting situations to get into and not kind of staying in the same spot. And really the past 3 months has been kind of all travel, staying about a month or a couple weeks in different areas. And for months 4, 5, and 6, I feel like things have really, you know, come together for me. Because the other thing about the first couple of months is I was constantly spending money. You know, it's not a cheap place to live by maybe what people think. You know, it can be very expensive. I know some people budget $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month. But I was spending money the first couple of months, and it was very stressful for me. And it wasn't a good feeling looking at my bank account, and it was going down and down. And sure enough, I kind of got into my rhythm around month 4, where I was realizing that I wanted to stay here, that, oh, this is not working. What I'm doing is not working. And kind of taking control of all of my expenses was something that really helped me. And people ask how, you know, how am I living here? I touched up on it, but, you know, teaching English and Spanish. My Spanish is is going down as I've been studying more Tagalog, but I'm keeping up with it as much as I can. And I have another online job, and they both kind of allow me to have a very easy schedule here. And unfortunately, I can't recommend any websites or people trying to find work online because it's kind of like a fisherman or a waterman. You know, they get a bunch of crabs one day, and then they go to sell them, and the people say, "Oh, where'd you get these crabs at?" And you're excited and you tell them. But then the next day, all the commercial boats are at your fishing hole. And that happened here in the beginning. I told somebody how I was making money online, and they posted the website on a group, and I could no longer make money there. So there's ways that you can find it online, even if you can make $5 an hour or $8 an hour. You know, that's what a lot of Filipinos do here. And so that was pretty much it. And then month 4 is kind of where I got my finances in check. I really started to get the groove of things. My things I came here for, I realized they were going to be different. Pool, boxing, Tagalog, you know, even Tagalog was different because I'm living in a different area, and not everybody speaks Tagalog, or they speak different dialects, like a lot of you have mentioned. And so that's kind of getting you caught up. Again, I'm not recommending people come to the Philippines. I don't think it's for everybody. I think people have a misconception that, oh, super cheap there. No, it's not. Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, all a lot cheaper. Better infrastructure in a lot of places. But I kind of like the chaos, to be honest. I kind of like when I got into the groove. You kind of see the rhythm here. I mean, there's cities that don't have stoplights. There's like chaos here, but my mind, I kind of enjoy that. And for some of those comments, I just wanted to address that. Maybe in my last video, maybe it was misinterpreted, but yeah, I'm not here recommending people do what I do, or people get up and leave. I said it was a lot easier for me based on what was going on in my life, you know, and everybody's different. But I really appreciate the support. I can't even begin to say how much it's improved my week, just being able to read comments and talk to people. Hello. Yeah, so that's pretty much been it. A lot of people reached out asking about contacting me or anything. I have an email in my description, but I've been really good at trying to answer comments, but it can take a long time. Just me kind of explaining maybe my decisions and why I decided to leave. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I really appreciate you guys and everybody for watching. Yeah, see ya.